I was nursing a coffee on my porch, the morning mist curling around Pine Hollow's pines, when a man in a fake tactical vest pointed a gun at me. He demanded to know if I had a permit to loiter on my own damn property. I didn't flinch. I just sipped my coffee, letting a slow grin spread across my face. He didn't know I was Sheriff Imitate, the real law in this county, and he just handed me my first case since I moved here 3 weeks ago. Pine Hollow was supposed to be my escape, a quiet slice of nowhere, tucked between two wooded hills, with nothing but birdsong and the creak of my front gate to break the silence. After 20 years wearing a badge, most of it dodging bullets in city precincts, I needed to heal. My hip throbbed from surgery, my ribs ached from a ray gone wrong, but the real pain was the quiet that followed. No team, no precinct, just a leave of absence and a rundown cabin I'd bought sight unseen from a real estate drone. I wanted peace. What I got was trouble. It started the day I was painting my gate. A golf cart sputtered up my gravel drive, driven by a guy who looked like he'd flunked out of security guard school. Black of VY8ers, a vest with enforcer in peeling letters, and a plastic badge pinned to his chest. Carl Mercer, he called himself, officer of the Pine Hollow HOA. He rolled to a stop like he owned the place. "You the new owner?" he barked, eyeing me like I was a stray dog. I nodded. He squinted, offended by my existence. "This driveway's non-compliant. Gravel's banned. Brick or concrete only. Gate's 4 inches too tall. And is that a horse trailer back there?" I glanced at my mare, Daisy, grazing by the barn. She was older than the hills and sweeter than Sunday pie. "That's my therapy animal," I said. Carl didn't care. "Livestock can't be within 50 feet of a residence," he snapped, like he'd memorized a rule book. First verbal warning. Next time, it's citations for disrupting community harmony. His hand grazed the holster at his heepaw, a real gun, not a toy. That's when it went from annoying to dangerous. "You're drawing on me over a horse?" I asked, voice steady. He smirked, just showing I enforce the law. "What law?" I pressed. He tapped his badge. "Wa zegulitan." I stared at him, then at my coffee, then back. "Ever been arrested for impersonating an officer?" His smirk faltered. He scoffed, muttered about friends in high places, and peeled out, nearly flipping his card. Daisy snorted. I waited till he was gone, then opened my truck's glove box. My badge glinted inside, Sheriff Imitate. I hadn't come to flash it, but Carl had just turned my porch into a crime scene. The next few days, I noticed things. A red tag on my mailbox, claiming it was non-compliant. A photo taped to my door of Daisy grazing, with a note, "Unauthorized livestock. Citation pending." Neon flyers announced HOA meetings, but listed no contact info, just an address, the Mercer residence. I drove by once. Their yard was plastic perfect, with concrete lions and a tacky fountain. Lisa Mercer, Carl's wife, watered fake flowers while Carl patrolled the sidewalk like it was a war zone. Neighbors avoided my wave, except one old woman, Martha, who nodded when no one was looking. Her fence was cracked, her garden dead. She'd been fined into submission. I started documenting everything: photos, VY-deos, every tag, every thread. I wasn't ready to show my badge. First, I needed to know the game. Lisa ran the HOA like a tyrant, her rules shifting daily. One guy got fined for green curtains. Another was threatened for painting his door without written consent that never came. Worst of all, I checked state records. No registered HOA existed. Just a Facebook page and a lot of fear. Carl showed up again, vest on, gun at his side. 72 hours to comply or vacate, he said. Vacate what? I asked. This neighborhood. I stepped closer. You threatening me again? He grinned. Across the street. Martha peeked through her blinds. I smiled, not at Carl, but at the moment. Got a radio? I asked. He nodded. Keep it charged. You'll hear from someone soon. He frowned. Who? I turned, coffee in hand. The sheriff, I said over my shoulder, feeling like myself for the first time since MOVYing here. The next morning, 2 golf carts rolled up, Carl's beat-up red one and a shiny black one with HOA Enforcement Unit 2 decals. I nearly laughed. Carl strode forward, flanked by a slick-haired kid in mirrored shades, assistant officer stenciled on his vest. They snapped photos of my porch, my trash can, even my boots. You were told to comply, Carl bellowed. Flower pots and a horse trailer? I asked, sipping my coffee. This is about landscaping negligence, improper driveway, and unsanctioned animal storage. Animal storage, I repeated, grinning. You know impersonating an officer's a felony, right? Carl's eyes narrowed. The HOA vests me with full authority. Show me the bylaws, I said. He hesitated, a crack in his armor. They slapped fake citations on my door, neon tape, and all, listing nonsense like unkempt hedges and unapproved porch furniture color. I peeled them off, folded them, and tossed them in the compost. Carl's face turned beet red. You'll see what happens when you defy authority, he spat. I smiled. Oh, I'm counting on it. That night, I walked the neighborhood, no badge, just jeans. I saw fear in every yard, dead flower beds, shutters closed tight. At Martha's, she opened her door a crack, then wider. They've been after you since day one, she whispered. 5 years they've run this place. Lisa hates outsiders. Carl's her puppet, but now he thinks he's sheriff. She showed me a ledger. HOA fees, fines, money vanishing. One neighbor paid $200 for a fence the HOA didn't own. Another was fined weekly for mismatched chairs. They tried EVYCT me, Martha said. Claimed my walkway was a hazard. I scanned her files, sent copies to a county contact, and told her to hide the originals. This wasn't just bullying, it was extortion. The next day, I saw Carl holding court in Lisa's driveway. Neighbors in folding chairs, Lisa with a clipboard dictating new rules. All vehicles must register with the HOA. A man asked about guests. 48-hour approval, Lisa snapped. I watched from across the street. Martha waved. Carl glared. I sent an anonymous tip to the county with every document. They replied fast. The HOA was under legal review. The next morning, Deputy Jake Holt knocked on my door grinning. Hiding in CIVY land, Sheriff, he teased. Just resting, I said. He had a citation on my gate. Staying quiet much longer? Got a plan, I said. End with someone getting tossed. Hopefully not. Unless they keep pointing that gun. A letter nailed to my gate demanded I attend an emergency HOA hearing at the church basement. Nailed, not taped like they meant business. I went with Jake, his body cam rolling. The basement was packed, Lisa at a table like a judge, Carl smirking beside her. This hearing is to review EW hostile BHA VY, or, Lisa declared. Under what law? I asked. I held up my phone. The county says you're not registered. You've got no authority. Carl stepped forward. You've intimidated residents, undermined this board. Jake played a recording Carl threatening Martha, pulling his gun on me. The room went silent. I held up Martha's binder. Forged receipts. Stolen funds. Harassment. Lisa paled. The county commissioner, Alan Grant, walked in with auditors. We're investigating, he said. Carl tried to bolt. Jake blocked him. Sit down. You're under investigation for impersonating an officer. The neighborhood barbecue was Lisa's last stand. A mandatory event, but really a stage to shame me. I showed up, no badge, just jeans. Lisa sipped wine under a canopy. Carl paced in his vest. They announced a vote to strike my property, 3 strikes meaning removal. Martha challenged them. Where's the legal charter? Lisa waved her off. I stood. Escalate how? Carl's hand twitched toward his gun. I moved fast, pinned his wrist, and tossed his holster on the table. You're done, I said. Jake stepped out, body cam blinking. Got all. I flipped open my wallet, badge gleaming. Sheriff, imitate. Full jurisdiction. Lisa screamed, assault. No, I said. Idizarmata faka gop. Carl lunged, tripped, and fell into a kiddie pool of sodas. The crowd laughed. I faced them. You've been lied to. No legal HOA. Your money's been stolen. Jake added, charges are coming. The county moved fast. A notice declared the HOA unregistered, ordering residents to submit claims. Neighbors compared receipts, shared stories. One man paid $8,000 in fake fines. Martha handed out her notes, a local hero. Carl faced charges for impersonation and firearm misuse. Lisa for embezzlement. Their yard went wild, their fountain repossessed. At the courthouse, I testified in uniform, badge polished. Martha spoke, her voice steady, exposing years of bullying. The judge called it calculated abuse. Carl was detained, Lisa's assets frozen. A new sign went up at Pine Hollow's entrance, protected by the sheriff herself. Neighbors waved from porches, kids rode bikes, lawns bloomed. I hosted a gathering, ribs, cobbler, laughter. Martha lingered, eyeing the sign. "You ever think of Leah VYing?" she asked. "Not anymore," I said. Pine Hollow wasn't just home now. It was why I wore the badge. Truth had limits. Fear didn't. But when you show up with justice, fear crumbles. Every porch light, every mended fence proved it. And that sign? It wasn't about me. It was about a community that took its voice back. So what do you think? Was Emma too soft, letting Carl and Lisa dig their own graves? Or should she have flashed her badge day one? Could the neighbors have fought back sooner? Or was fear too strong? Drop your thoughts below. Hit that like button if you're rooting for Pine Hollow. And subscribe for more stories where truth takes down tyrants. What's the pettiest HOA rule you've ever faced? Let's hear it.